Hi, and welcome to Washington, D.C., United States for the International Defense Exhibition AUSA 2025. Our recognition is on site to cover during 3 days one of the most important defense exhibitions in the United States. And now, let's go to discover the latest defense innovation and technology displayed by the international and United States defense industry.
U-Hawk is the newest member of our Hawk family of systems. It is a fully autonomous UAS that is capable of delivering over 10,000 pounds of payload. The aircraft obviously is based upon our U-860 family, so it has a high level of commonality with the current Black Hawk and the Seahawk fleets. The capability of this aircraft uses matrix autonomy to allow a single operator to control multiple different aircraft. And it enables that operator to give the aircraft mission tasks that are focused on the aircraft operating fully autonomously from actual engine start to the mission and then also engine shutdown. And we enable the operator to conduct this interface through just a tablet. With that 10,000 pounds of payload, we're able to either carry internal or external loads with this aircraft. So we have the ability to deliver multiple different types of not only ammunition and supplies to the battlefield, but we also have the ability to deliver UGVs, all-terrain vehicles, motorcycles, whatever the maneuver commander needs to conduct the operation. Since this is a Black Hawk, it also has the external load capability. So you can combine both the internal and the external loads for this aircraft. So we're looking forward for this aircraft to be flying next year, and it'll be out doing demonstrations, both with cargo handling capabilities, sustainment delivery, but also we'll be using this aircraft to deliver UGVs and also launched effects.
So what we're presenting this year is a follow-on from something we presented last year. We brought our Mission Command on the Move platform. It's a Stryker-based command post, totally reimagined to be able to hide in plain sight. What we're experiencing in Nagorno-Karabakh as well as in the Russo-Ukrainian war is the saturation of the battlefield with persistent observation. At this point in time, now it's very hard to hide. And so what you have to do is make things like command posts hide in plain sight, so they blend. And so this vehicle right here is our Nexus, or Next Gen C2 Ready, Expeditionary Cross-Domain Undetectable Stryker. And it's a mouthful, but that's why we chose to go with Nexus. But Nexus is the center and the hub of any operation. It will provide the U.S. military an opportunity to provide mission command to subordinate units all across the battlefield, and by using substantial improved technologies to be able to reduce the signature of that command post. So the electromagnetic spectrum on the battlefield is what's giving our command posts away. They're putting off so much energy that it's very easy for our adversaries to acquire us. We're using proliferated low Earth orbit technology, as well as other technologies that enable those command posts to hide their electromagnetic signature. And that's why we believe this is compelling. The U.S. Army has asked us to participate in a number of experiments and excursions over the next year that we'll be proud to bring this vehicle to. So we're very proud to bring to the U.S. Army the Sergeant Stout, a 31-ton Stryker-based short-range air defense capability. And that's in concert with our partners, Moog, as well as other partners that help us build the short-range air defense capability. Well, what we took a look at is integrating that exact same RIP turret onto the Pandur. The Pandur is a proven capable system of many decades in the armies of our allies. And integrating the RIP turret made by Moog and the exact same 30mm cannon and exact same Stinger launchers onto that, we're able to show that you could have a lighter air defense asset without having to change the turret. Think commonality for the soldier between the heavy weapon system of the Stout that goes in our large, heavy BCTs, Armored Brigade Combat Teams in the U.S. Army, but also something that would work very well in the light infantry divisions. This vehicle also has integrated robotic control on it. And so we demonstrated in previous AUSAs, as well as several excursions with the U.S. Army, the T-Rex SHORAD. So tracked robot 10-ton with a short-range air defense turret. The power of that capability where you don't have to add additional manpower, but you can put a robot with short-range air defense at distances several terrain features forward of the U.S. Army's manned vehicles is very compelling. Well, on this vehicle, we've demonstrated an ability to be able to integrate that robotic control from a lighter platform. We're looking to see where it takes off, and we're very interested in seeing how we can continue to improve our nation's defense against air threats. GDLS is proud to be the only company in the United States Army market that is a program of record owner with the SMET. The Squad Multi-Purpose Equipment Transport is fielded with over 650 systems across the U.S. Army. But the U.S. Army continues to learn and grow and advance their capabilities. And unmanned systems are a very part of the future ground fight. And so what we've brought here today is the MUTT XM. It's our next generation to the SMET. We're demonstrating here today the capability to integrate the GDOTS 20mm cannon, a very powerful capability that on a Kongsberg turret can provide you air defense capabilities for a smaller, lighter infantry formation. And so if you think through that, one of the challenges with short-range air defense on a Pandur or a Sergeant Stout is how do you get that in an Indo-PACOM environment, for instance, on an island campaign. But those soldiers there need air defense protection and counter-UAS protection just as much as the large formations in the open plains of Eastern Europe, for example, in battlefields. Well, what this MUTT XM provides, teamed with our Kongsberg and our GDOTS partners, is an opportunity to provide a very powerful, effective 20mm cannon capability to defeat those threats on the future battlefield. GDLS is one company. We just happen to have operations in many locations. And so our president wants to make sure that it's one family team together. And so there's a Canadian operation that builds the labs for many countries worldwide, as well as supporting the Canadian Army. And then there's a United Kingdom branch of our GDLS one company that operates there for the Ajax. We know that the needs of the Army and our land forces is evolving continuously. There has been some very important releases by the U.S. Army for Army Transformation Initiative. And this show provides us an opportunity to showcase where we are innovating and keeping at pace or ahead of the Army to meet their needs.
Yes, the radar that you see behind me is called the Lower Tier Air and Missile Defense Sensor. It's commonly referred to as LTAMDS. LTAMDS is a 360-degree continuous surveillance radar that is being used to replace the current directional radar under the U.S. Army's Patriot missile system. So LTAMDS incorporates all of the latest technologies in the sensor community. Most specifically, two particular technologies are inserted into LTAMDS. One is the AUSA technology that you're seeing in a lot of radars. The other one is what we call gallium nitride. So the AUSA GaN technology is the centerpiece of the LTAMDS sensor. Why is that important? AUSA GaN technologies allow operators to get maximum efficiency and maximum effectiveness and minimal downtime on their sensors in a very complicated threat scenario. In this particular case, it's air and missile threats that could be endangering a nation's most critical assets. The LTAMDS radar is system agnostic. It is designed in an open architecture capability so that it can be integrated into a host of different architectures. We are currently working with the U.S. Army and integrating it into the Army's Integrated Battle Command System, C2 structure. But as a standalone sensor, it is an agnostic to the architecture that it might be utilized in. As you know, we have 19 different countries around the world that have subscribed to the Patriot missile system. They're all very interested, as you can imagine, in the LTAMDS because it provides 360-degree continuous surveillance and battle assessments for threat air and missiles around the world. The new radar is currently in what we call low-rate initial production. So we are producing radars for the U.S. Army, and the U.S. Army is continuing to develop and deploy and provide feedback to Raytheon on aspects of the radars that they want us to continue to develop on. We expect to go into full rate production in a very short period of time, but we are actually delivering LTAMDS radars to the U.S. Army. And in fact, we also have our first foreign FMS customer being Poland. Behind me is what we are calling the DeepFires autonomous launcher. Conceptually, the U.S. Army is challenging industry to help them come up with a common launcher that can participate in both a surface-to-surface as well as a surface-to-air mission set using a common launcher to affect those two mission sets. The additional element of this common launcher is they would also like it to be autonomous. In other words, can we maneuver it around the battlefield without actually having to put soldiers in a seat and driving them along? This is our solution. We recently took our DeepFires autonomous launcher to an exercise that was supported by the U.S. Army, and we demonstrated the capabilities that you and I have just discussed. It is our intention to work along with the U.S. Army and other industry partners to accelerate the advancement of this DeepFires autonomous launcher capability. So right now we are partnering with Forterra, who's helping us with the autonomous, what I would call the auto drive. Of course, you can see that it is an Oshkosh vehicle. And then Raytheon is providing the launcher capabilities as well as all of the integrated technologies for the various missiles that could be used on this autonomous launcher. Because remember, I talked about two different mission sets, both a long-range surface-to-surface mission set, but also a surface-to-air. So there will be several different types of missiles that'll need to be integrated onto this common autonomous launcher that you see behind me.
Thank you so much.
Sure, I'm Pete Johnson, the Vice President of Integrated Vehicle Solutions for GM Defense. GM Defense is General Motors' outward-looking business that focuses on leveraging the incredible investment in research and development of GM for government and military application. And obviously we're here at the trade show, the Association of the United States Army, because the Army is one of our most important customers. Our first program of record was our infantry squad vehicle that is now distributed and fielded to infantry units across the Army. Yeah, this vehicle, again, first produced for the United States Army and now on contract internationally already with Canada, and we're working with many other international partners in NATO, the Middle East, Indo-Pacific. A lot of great interest in this vehicle. A bare bones vehicle designed to transform the way light infantry forces maneuver. Today, they traditionally maneuver on their boots, and this is the better boot. The ability to move soldiers around the battlefield more efficiently, more effectively, offer many more maneuver opportunities without the lodestone of logistics. You no longer now need trucks or helicopters or airplanes to maneuver light forces. They can swiftly maneuver using this incredible, adaptable, agile, highly transportable vehicle. This vehicle can be transported as a sling load underneath a Black Hawk, UH-60 or other utilitarian aircraft. It can also be internally loaded inside a CH-40 Chinook, CH-47 Chinook or a CH-53, and then it can also be airdropped, low velocity airdropped out of C-130s, A-400s, C-5s, C-17s. So the first vehicle was the infantry squad vehicle. It was capable of hauling 9 troops, so 9 seats, and the infantry squad makeup of the United States Army is 9, and so it was perfect. The utility is a 5-seat variant that has a cargo back that offers the ability to introduce a numerous and myriad of different kinds of mission packages. On this one here that we have in the show today, you've got a launch and recover system for drones, on the move launch and recover capability. You can envision a myriad of different kinds of capabilities like mortars, counter UAS capabilities. So it opens the door to really truly utilitarian capability and highly mobile. So this is our heavy duty hybrid vehicle. It is a diesel power series hybrid that leverages the same commercial highly capable diesel technology that we have in our infantry squad vehicle. It's the same engine. It creates energy that's stored in a battery, a 102 kilowatt hour battery that then distributes energy to motors, one on the front axle, one on the rear axle, and that offers instantaneous torque capability. So highly capable off-road, but also has all of that stored energy that can be used for silent drive, silent watch, also to be exported for a range of different mission requirements. We talked about one of the highly desirable needs at the tactical edge is energy. This thing brings a tremendous amount of that energy. Going back to the infantry squad vehicle, it was based on the Chevy Colorado. So we took the Chevy Colorado, the off-road performance package, the ZR2 package, and transformed that into the military vehicle we call the ISV. This vehicle is based on the Silverado heavy-duty 3500 chassis and capability, but then we introduced technologies from other vehicles. We introduced technologies from the Hummer EV program, from the Lyric program, and other programs that shows our ability to reach in and draw from the tremendous depth and range of technologies and investments that GM has made and bring it to bear for a military solution. We can leverage the same capability that GM has to extend its commercial market internationally. We're essentially able to leverage that. We bring our customers a global supply chain and reach for maintenance and service that I think is unmatched.
My name is Frank Lazzara. I'm the Director of Sales and Strategy for Bell on the MV-75. The MV-75, commonly known around the world from our demonstrator phase as the V-280, but is now called the MV-75, which is a tilt rotor that is purpose-built for the Army assault mission to basically double their capability that they have currently in their current fleet. So we are on contract with the Army and finalizing design as normal during the EMD phase of an acquisition. We are on track now to deliver an aircraft next year, would be the first prototype. So we are in the phase of finishing critical design reviews, releasing engineering, actually building parts, and in some areas, starting assembly of the first aircraft that will be delivered next year. So Black Hawk is a conventional helicopter, and this is a tiltrotor. And tiltrotor leverages the advantages of a wing that can't be reproduced in any other rotary wing form. The easy way to look at it is basically double the range, double the speed of a conventional rotary wing aircraft like the Black Hawk. And that's because you can rotate those prop rotors and take off and land like a helicopter, maneuver like a helicopter, but when you are cruising, you cruise more like an airplane using the advantage of a wing. Yes, very similar to the Osprey. Of course, we have a lot of lessons learned from the over 850,000 operational hours on the Osprey that have been applied to the design of this aircraft. But because of our Osprey experience and other tilt rotors that we've worked on, it is a much more advanced version, so we can rely, it'll be more reliable, more sustainable, and of course, very importantly, easier to acquire from a cost perspective. Well, it's designed to do the same basic mission, so carry a squad size plus some enablers or additional payload that's got a larger cabin area than a Black Hawk, so it can carry more, reconfigurable for the medevac mission, various other types of missions. We're already promoting on the international level. We already have a very vigorous, not only at Bell, but with the US government, has a very vigorous program office doing the work for it to pave the way for future international sales, partnerships, collaborations. We have, I mean, when this started, it was all about designing an aircraft that meets the Army needs. And so we get great engagement here. We get to, touch base with senior leaders, but also very importantly, we get to have touch points with the soldiers who maybe someday will be operating it or flying on it. And that's very important to us. Every soldier is a VIP for us here at this show. So, and today I have a very full day of international engagements, speaking to various other countries on the advantages of the aircraft. And with some, there are serious conversations going on about acquisition of the aircraft.
My name is John Chadbourne. I'm an Executive Vice President here at AM General. And really we're showing 3 different capabilities this year at AUSA. We are showing the Joint Light Tactical Vehicle A2 model. It's a vehicle that has about 300 engineered changes from the JLTV A1, improvements to the vehicle. We're very, very proud of that system, and it's going through testing now and should start fielding next year. This vehicle is what we like to call a low visibility vehicle. It's made to look like a commercial vehicle, but it is very much a purpose-built vehicle, mainly for special forces and tier 1 operators that allows them to move into locations undetected, but also provide a vast amount of protection and also their ability to gain intelligence, surveillance, and reconnaissance as well. We call it the Mimic V because it looks like something that it's not. We've had the Hawkeye for some time now. We fired well over 1,000 rounds, but recently we also sent the Hawkeye to Ukraine, where they tested it, and then they put it into combat for about 10 months. And then they came back and told us that they were very impressed with the system, but also suggested a few improvements that we have incorporated into the Hawkeye 2.0, which you see behind me. But the Hawkeye system as it is today, still extremely capable. As you know, it has our patented soft recoil technology that reduces the recoil of the system by over 70%, which allows us to put a very large gun on a much smaller vehicle. It's still based on the same chassis. There's just some changes we made to the structure and the look of the vehicle as well, correct. Well, I think, our largest customer is the U.S. Army, but this AUSA is really an international show now. So, armies from around the world come here, and these are our customers, and it gives us a chance to hear from our customers, see what they think, and also show some of our new capabilities.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.